Hello crafters, I'm JanB and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. Today I'd like to show you how I made this covered notepad. I'm going to make one for every customer who shops with me online during February, and it will be my thank you gift to them. That's as well as the hostess club that I do. So I'm going to change my colour scheme. This one I'm going to be using Night of Navy. Card pieces you're going to need. The actual cover measures 8.5 inches and this is approximately 2 15/16 of an inch. I don't actually measure it with a ruler. I will show you what I do measure it with. And the 8.5 inches is 19.1 centimetres. You will also need 2 pieces of designer series paper, and this one is from the Floral Boutique designer series paper, and these measure 4 inches by 2 3/4 inches, which is 10.1 by 7 centimetres. And you will need a piece of Whisper White, which is approximately 1 3/4 inches by 1 3/4 inches, which is 4.5 by 4.5 centimetres, which is for the sentiment. And then a piece of Night of Navy, which measures approximately 2 inches by 2 inches, which is 5 by 5 centimetres, and that's for the bit around the back. And you need some scraps, either of the Night of Navy or white, depending which way you like your butterflies to be. I'm experimenting at the moment. I'm doing all sorts of mix and match. On this one I'm going to be doing the navy butterflies, I think. Right, so the first job you need to do is, you have a piece of A4 paper. You cut it to 8.5 inches on the landscape side. So across the portrait side, you take your notepad, this is A7, carefully tear off the front cover, and then you use this to measure across here, because I found that the piece that, let me turn that over because that's where I did a retake, you can still already see the pencil marks. The measurement isn't even 2 15/16 of an inch, and I found the easiest way of doing this was just to take the cover and use that as a measure. So what I do is I place the cover on my sheet, and you can see what a tiny tad of a gap that I have there, and then I draw a pencil mark on this side and leave a tiny tad there as well. And then I move over to this side, because you can get 2 out of an A4 sheet. Again, leave a tiny tad on that side. And then pencil mark there. And then I would take this over to my guillotine and I would cut on those 2 marks. Alright, so that's how I decide on my measurement. Next thing I need to do is to put some score marks on here, and I'm going to use my trimmer. Now, on a recent video I was using my trimmer and my scoreboard, and I made the comment that I wasn't very happy using this for the scoring. The cutting's fine, but not the scoring. Somebody very kindly left a note in the comments box below, and she said if you use your bone folder instead of this, it works really well. And it does. It works brilliantly. So thank you very much for that tip. It is fantastic. So if you use your bone folder with this for scoring, it's absolutely brilliant. Right, now our first score mark, we need to be at 4 3/16. Now on our trimmer, all these little lines along here, these are all 1/16ths. And did I work out what that would be in? Yes, I did. It will be 10.65 in centimetres. Right, so what we need to do is from the 4-inch mark, count 3 lines. So that's 1, 2, 3. And then you score. That's all you need to do, and this will be brilliant. So that was 10.65 centimetres. Now we need to move up to the 4 3/8, which means going up another 3 lines. And in centimetres, that's 11.1. So that's 1, 2, 3. So that's the 3/8 mark. And then score again. Score marks are absolutely brilliant with this. Dark colour, I know, but you can see that. And on the mountain side, yep, you can see that too. Okay. So thank you, whoever it was who left that tip for me. Right, so what we're going to do now is we're going to fold on our 2 score marks, and we're going to fold with the mountains on the inside. And then when you fold, you need to give this some really, really good creases. So as you fold it over, make sure these 2 line up. So that's that one. Just turn it around and do the next one. And fold that there. And that there. Quite often I find that that is a very, very small tiny bit out, but it really doesn't make any difference to the finished project. Right, okay, so we had the cover from our notepad, so we bring the notepad back. Now one of these will be a fraction longer than the other one, and the shorter one goes at the back, and you find it by trial and error. You just put your notepad in there. There's that one. Right, that one's fitting too close, so that's the back one. There should also be a little overlap that's on both sides. I've tried to do it so there's a little overlap all the way round, and you can feel it. Right. So that will fit nicely on my cardboard, and then there'll be a little bit of a hangover there. Alright, so what I'm going to do, and I really do recommend that you use Tombow here, I'm going to put some all round the edge, close to the edge but not too close, because if this starts oozing out, it's going to go straight onto your notepad and that will gum up your pages. Now because this notepad is gummed at the top and you need to tear the pages off, I don't gum the top so that it sticks to the cardstock here. What I mean by that is I leave that unstuck, I don't put that bit down. Okay, right, and also make sure that you've got your notepad up the right way as you pop it in. As one of my ladies pointed out when we were doing this in class at the weekend, it doesn't really matter if you get it back to front, because you can still get to your notepad, which I'll show you what I mean. You might just have to give it a little bit of a push to get it right in position, but that's okay. And that's okay. I've got my little bit of gap there, and that has come to the end, but I've still got a bit of an overhang on both sides. If you go like that, you can feel it. I mean, I can feel my 2 bits of cardboard both sides, front and back, but unless I really push hard, I can't actually feel the notepad. Okay, so that's that. What I mean with the notepads is if it went in the wrong way, let's borrow this one, if that went in, it would be stuck like that, so your pad would open up and you would still be able to write in it. Not ideal, but if you made a mistake, you wouldn't need to throw it away or anything, you'd still be able to use it. So now I'm going to put these 2 pieces on. Now this one you can use, well, that would look nice, wouldn't it? Right, I'm not changing my mind in the middle of a video. On this one you can use snail or tear and tape or fast fuse. I did try on one of them, because I have been experimenting quite a few of these, to have a larger piece so that I had less of a gap round here, and I really didn't like it. I wonder if I can find it. Oh, it's one over here that I haven't, no, not that one. Oh, this is the one, I haven't decorated it yet. Okay, so I went right up to the edge, almost there, and I didn't think that looked quite as nice as, let's show you like for like. I thought I preferred that one rather than being too close. If you decide you prefer that one, the measurements you need are 2 7/8 inches by 4 1/8 inch, which is 7.3 by 10.4 centimetres, if you prefer that one. Okay, I definitely prefer these. Okay, I got several there that I can show you later. That one was just one that I haven't got around to decorating yet. Right, next I think we'll do the stamping, and then we can get the big shot up just to cut our 2 circles. So I will stamp my butterfly on both of these, just in case I decide I don't like the lighter blue one, the dark, and I want to go on to this one. So that's for that, and this is for my sentiment. So what I'm doing for the sentiment, it's from Circle of Spring stamp set, which is this. I just love this font, I really do, so that's the one that I'm going to be using. And I'm going to stamp it in here, and Night of Navy ink. Just leave enough room to cut the circle. Okay, so that's all right. And now I will do my butterflies. Let's see how they come out on tone. They should be okay. Let me have a look. Yep, it could work. But as I say, I'm going to do the white one as well, just in case. And then the small butterfly. The butterflies are from the Papillon Potpourri stamp set. So that's that, and we'll have a little blue one as well. Now this is a very juicy ink pad, so before I punch those out, I'll do the die cutting with the big shot so they can sit there and dry so I don't smudge them. So what I need is that, oh, I need this, don't I? Let me just cut that piece off. I used my pieces back to front there. Never mind. No great shakes. Right, so my big shot, and I have my magnetic platform here, and the dies that I'm using for this are, what did I do with them? They're here. I'm using the smallest circle of our stitched shape framelits. We get the 3 sets of 4 in there. You won't find that in the catalogue because it's going to be in the new annual catalogue. So if you want one, if you contact your demonstrator, they can let you know what the code number is. But I will be putting the code number on the screen and in the box below, so you will be able to find it there. And for the blue scalloped circle, I'm using the 3rd size, and these all layer together. So you start with the smallest one, so that's number 1, that's number 2, and I'm using number 3. And likewise they layer in between each other. It's just that the sizes are so close, they can't be stored next to each other, so you just have to remember to count like that. Okay, so that's thank you, and that's going to be with the stitched shapes framelits, and that is going to be my scalloped layering circles, size number 3. Just a nice, simple, straightforward bit of die cutting. There we go, so that's that one. Let's pop that there. And then the scalloped, the stitched stitched shape framelits. Right, so that can go there, and this can go back again. So we don't need all of those. So that's my notepad. I need those 2. I need these. And did I do a white one? Yes, I did. So the 2 punches I'm using on the large and small butterflies. Can't think of the names for the time being, but again, they will be on the screen and the box underneath. Right, it's quite difficult to actually see these, the dark one on the Night of Navy. So it may well be that that one works out too dark. But there's only one real way of finding out, and that's to give it a go. Oh, silly so-and-so, look, done that too small again. Let's just take some tape. Put an extended handle on there. And then I can turn that one round and punch out from there. Now, as I said, I do keep everything flat, and I try and get my glue to go up to the edges as well. So what I found with the butterfly, in fact that bit comes in a minute. Let me put the baby ones on first and I'll show you what I do with the big ones. Tombow. Once you've got some glue on there, you can just use your nozzle to push it towards the edges. Okay, so there's that one. Another thing that I would normally do for the butterflies is I normally put pearls down their spines, but I don't do anything like that on here. And it's the same when I'm doing bookmarkers. I don't put embellishments or anything 3D on those either. Got a bit of fluff on my tweezers. Well, you can see, you can see the stamped butterflies on the blue. But obviously not very obvious. So I'm not quite sure how that's going to work out. Okay. In fact, let's do this one first because this is what's going to really set it off. Right, as close to the edge as possible. Turn that over. Okay, so imagine that that's on there. What do we want with our butterflies? Because this is such a white background, do we want that one or that one? No contest, is it? It's got to be this one. Right, okay. So what I do with this, because we've got these little, I don't know what they call that little bit on the bottom of their wings, you really need to glue that down, because if it goes into a bag or a back pocket, that is really going to get folded backwards. So what I do is, once I'm happy that I've done the main part of the leaves, I just make sure that I got glue on the end of the nozzle here and go down. If I try squeezing glue onto that little area, I finish up squeezing far too much. In fact, I should have put that one on first so that I've got an idea where this one's got to go. There we go. Now let's put this one on. That one I'll save because I'll use that on another project. What I might do is use a dark blue background one, and then that would look nice on that. Give that a little twist round and hopefully that'll make sure there's glue all over everywhere. Right, so my final touch that I have decided I'm doing on these, I've done it on some but not all of them, and I forgot to bring it over with me. Right, it's here, and that is my Wink of Stella. So I'm going to make my butterfly all sparkly. And then once I've done this, I'll show you all the other examples that I've done. It will help to give you some ideas, and hopefully it'll help you make up your mind which way you want to go without having to actually make them all. And if you decide that you're going to do the Wink of Stella bit, then you probably want to do it on the sentiment also. And that's quite easy, just to go around. Obviously it's a lot easier if you do it before you adhere it all together, but it's not too bad. I think the Wink of Stella adds so much more. And there we go. One very, very nice little covered notepad. Let's move it onto the white, you can see the outline better. So what do you think? Let me bring the butterfly up to you. I think from what you can see, I don't know, I'll have to check it when I edit the video. I think it looks as if it might have blocked out the ink, but you can see it in real life. Right, let me just show you what other ones I've done. These are from the same DSP. In fact, I wasn't too pleased with that one. That looked better than the white did on there. Let me show you those. And that one. These are the ones we made in class with the balloon. Really pleased with that one. And these are the first ones I made. As you can see, this is where I was really playing about with the do I want. That's where I had glimmer there and there, but only glimmer on the outside of the butterfly and no glimmer here. This one was glimmer on the outside, none there, and this was glimmer on both. Oh no, that's just on the outside as well. So when I play like this, I really do try all sorts of possibilities. Let me just take that screen out a little bit for you, and you can see all the bits and pieces. Yep, that's better. No point doing these things to help you see what you like if I don't actually show you. Okay, so there's that one, and that one goes on top. So there we go. I hope you've enjoyed today's tutorial. Many thanks for joining me. If you'd like to purchase any of the products that I featured here today, except the notepads, I'm afraid, please visit my online shop. I'll put the link in the box below. And I'm doing this back to front, so I'm lost. Let's go back again, shall we? Rewind. Many thanks for joining me today. If you have any comments, any questions, please leave a note in the comment box below or email me at janb@janbcards.com. If you'd like to purchase any of the products that I featured here today, excluding the notepads, please click on the link in the box below. That'll take you straight to my 24/7 online Stampin' Up shop. I would appreciate your business. If you've enjoyed my video and you would like to see more of what I do, please subscribe to my YouTube channel by clicking on the subscribe button, and then you'll get a notification every time I upload another video, which is normally on Wednesdays and Sundays. I'll put all the product numbers and the measurements and score lines and everything on the screen, but if you can't see all of that on the device that you're watching on, if you click on show more below the video, that will open up the box and all the information that you need will be in there. Don't forget, I'm going to be making one of these for each of my online customers who shop with me during February. We're also going through Sale-a-bration, so for your orders, for every £45 you get to choose a gift out of the Sale-a-bration catalogue, and on the 21st of February there will be 3 more gifts introduced. And finally, if you don't have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and you like copies of the catalogues and you live in the UK, Netherlands, France, Austria or Germany, please email me your details and I'll be happy to send them to you, and I can send them in French, German or English. Many thanks for joining me today. Until next time, happy crafting. Cheerio.